Right now, beneath your skin, suspended in a warm, wet darkness, sits a cage of 206 bones. We are taught to view them as scaffolding, just a dry, dead coat hanger keeping our flesh from collapsing into a wet heap on the floor. We think our thoughts belong to our brain. We believe our anxieties are born in the electric folds of our gray matter, and our fears are just the ghosts of our memories. But we are wrong. Deep inside the calcified vaults of your ribs, your skull, and your thighs, a silent chemical command center is running the show. Your skeleton isn't just passive calcium. It is a massive, highly active gland. It pumps out powerful hormones that bypass the blood-brain barrier to dial up the terror in your mind. It decides when you panic, when you run, and how you survive. That cold shiver of dread in your stomach? It doesn't start in your thoughts. It starts in your bones. They are speaking to your brain in a chemical language you cannot hear, rewriting your consciousness without your permission. For centuries, science treated the skeleton like a graveyard, a structure to study only after the flesh had rotted away. We assumed the brain was the absolute ruler of the body, handing down orders to a silent empire. When we felt anxious, we blamed our modern stress or our overworked minds. But what if the call is coming from inside the house? What if the very pillars of your body are pulling the strings of your emotions? How does an organ made of stone talk to the most complex structure in the known universe? We are about to map the exact pathways where hard bone turns into raw human panic. If you are drawn to these quiet anomalies of biology and want to explore the deepest, uncharted parts of your mind and body with us, take a moment to subscribe to the Mindcraft and like this video. Our journey into these secret networks is just beginning. Let us go deeper into the marrow. To understand how stone dictates thought, we have to look at a series of experiments at Columbia University by a geneticist named Dr. Gerard Karsendy. For a long time, endocrinologists thought they had mapped all the body's hormone-producing organs, like the thyroid, the pancreas, and the adrenals. But Karsendy suspected we were missing something. He started studying a mysterious protein made only by bone-building cells called osteoblasts. This protein, called osteocalcin, was long dismissed as mere structural glue. But when Karsendy engineered mice that could not produce it, something bizarre happened. They did not just have weak bones. They were completely changed on a cognitive and emotional level. They were severely depressed, struggled to learn, had shrunken brains, and were paralyzed by constant anxiety. When he put the osteocalcin back, their minds cleared. The terror vanished. This was the first real proof that the skeleton was talking to the brain. But how could a hormone born inside your shin bone cross the blood-brain barrier, the strict security system designed to keep chemicals out of your nervous system? Well, osteocalcin has a molecular key that fits perfectly. It does not just knock, it walks right in. Once inside, it heads straight for the amygdala, the brain's ancient alarm bell, and the hippocampus, which handles memory. Why would a bone hormone have a direct line to our emotional core? The answer rewrites everything we know about the fight or flight response. The story we are all taught in school goes like this. You are walking in the woods, and a predator jumps out. Your eyes see the threat. Your amygdala fires, alerting your hypothalamus, which tells your adrenal glands to flood your system with adrenaline. Your heart races, your lungs expand, and you run. It is a neat story, but it has a fatal flaw. It is way too slow. Adrenaline takes time to build up and move through the body. In the wild, where milliseconds mean life or death, waiting on your adrenal glands is a luxury you do not have. This is where your bones step in. When your brain senses danger, it sends an instant electrical signal down your spinal cord to your bones. The second that signal hits, your bone cells start dumping osteocalcin into your blood. Within seconds, your levels spike. This sudden flood travels to your brain and immediately shuts down your parasympathetic system, the brakes that keep you calm. At the exact same time, it slams down on the gas pedal of panic, activating your sympathetic system. To prove this, researchers exposed mice to the scent of a predator, in this case, fox urine. The mice froze in terror, and their osteocalcin levels doubled. But when they exposed mice that could not produce osteocalcin to the same scent, nothing happened. They stayed calm, totally indifferent to the threat. Even wilder, when they tested mice with no adrenal glands, mice that could not produce any adrenaline at all, they still panicked and ran, as long as their bones could still secrete osteocalcin. Your skeleton, not your adrenal glands, is the primary trigger for acute stress. This makes perfect sense when you think about evolution. What is most at risk when a predator attacks? Your physical frame. Your bones are the levers of flight and the shields of defense. If they break, you die. It is only logical that the skeleton gets the loudest vote in deciding when to run. It demands that the brain coordinate a state of high alert, forcing your mind into panic so you will move the very bones screaming for survival. This flips our understanding of ourselves on its head. We like to think of ourselves as a soul or a consciousness inhabiting a body. But really, you are a skeleton wearing a mind. Your thoughts, your moods, and your daily anxiety are constantly being dialed in by a chemical tide washing over your brain from your ribs and your spine. This changes how we look at human suffering. When we have unexplained panic attacks or feel sudden dread in a safe room, we search our minds. We blame our childhoods, our jobs, our relationships. We think our thoughts are broken. But maybe your thoughts are fine. Maybe your skeleton is just restless. If your bones are releasing too much osteocalcin, your mind will invent a story to explain the panic. It will find something to fear, because the brain cannot stand a feeling without a cause. It is a loop. The bone commands the panic, and the mind invents the ghost. We are not ghosts haunting a scaffold of stone. We are the living expression of its ancient, calcified will. The next time you feel a sudden wave of dread, do not look to your thoughts. Listen to your bones. They knew you were in danger long before your mind could find the words.